Hey guys, so I got a new game to show you today. It's From the Depths, and No, I'm standing on the ship still. So this is From the Depths. It's a game where you build ships, and you basically build them out of Minecraft blocks-like stuff, and then you have them steam around and blow things up. Yay! And so this is just the ship that I'm going to use to demonstrate just the basic concept of the game. It has its design flaws. I will openly admit that. That's the exhaust port, and I forgot. I'm pretty sure I designed it to be entirely controlled by the AI, so there isn't actually a command seat in it, so I can't actually control it manually, but we'll worry about that later. So basically how this game works, you just build ships, you put guns on them, and then you blow up other ships. It's pretty straightforward. So we're gonna pop in just some random. I basically designed this ship to be a cheaper version of the Corsair. It's a very early starting ship. Oh boy, did not realize it would spawn us that close. But the good thing is, oh yeah, I haven't actually put any missiles on mine yet, so I'm about to die. I mean me, my actual character that's standing there in the open. Oh, we're gonna turn him off, so I don't cheat by repairing my ship. All right, never mind. So yeah, basically I built my ship to be a cheaper alternative to this ship, and a cheaper, hopefully more effective alternative. And I already destroyed the fire control AI, so all his turrets stopped shooting. So, oh nope, never mind. I spoke too soon. Being shot back. Oh no! And it does kind of roll sideways a little. And yes, I have a four-barreled 100 millimeter anti-shipping turret, which has mixed results, and I have no missile defenses whatsoever. I mean, literally none, and I am amazed that that did not kill my guy. But that's okay, because I destroyed their ship. Yay! My turrets didn't get destroyed. Usually these little turrets on the back end up getting nuked. And these are basically just little anti-aircraft turrets. They're 20 millimeters. Bloop, 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 bloop. Still getting shot at. Basically, my original design for this ship was... Yeah, they're already basically dead. My original design for this ship, I was just going to build the hull that I could then attach whatever I wanted to it. And then my other idea was to build these little these little expendable cheap high rate of fire turrets, and I built a 60 millimeter and 20 millimeter versions. These are the 20 millimeter versions. And the idea for this ship was I was going to make the general purpose high speed narrow hull, and then I was just going to put a bunch of the 60 millimeter and 20 millimeter turrets on it. The thing I didn't realize is these turrets are supposed to be cheap, expendable, and not very well defended. And it is very cheap, it's very expendable, and it is not even remotely well defended. It takes like 2 hits from a medium caliber weapon to just destroy the entire turret. So what I ended up with, and this ship, the whole of the ship is somewhat over-designed. It basically has 2 separate hulls. The external one made of steel, the internal one made of wood, and then all the important internal bits like my ammo rack down here is itself armored again, including the engines I don't have. The engines can be destroyed. That just stops me from moving. I have nothing else that uses power. But then back here, I have this massive steel vault that has all of the AI components and everything that controls the turrets and stuff in it. So basically what I ended up with was an extremely fast, reasonably well set up hull that was extremely durable. And I then had these little turrets that would instantly get shot off and destroyed on top of it. So I ended up replacing all of the 60 millimeters and most of the 20 millimeters with this one massive, also very heavily armored turret that has a pretty good rate of fire with 100 millimeter rounds that is decent and workable. Overall, the design goal was, I forgot where is it? Here it is. The overall design goal was to keep it extremely cheap. It's not supposed to be a super ship by any stretch of the imagination. It has none of the more advanced weapons. It's literally just a cheap, it's just a cheap destroyer. That's all it was ever really supposed to be, and it worked. I'm very happy with how successful it's been overall. But more importantly and more impressively, I built a cruiser, and I named it after Fox because she asked me to make a boat for her, and I still don't know exactly what she meant, but so I called it the Vulpo, which is Latin for fox. It's bigger. It's quite a bit bigger. and it has a lot more guns. This is actually exactly what I had originally designed these guns for. These are the 20 millimeters. They're pretty long barrels, which makes them somewhat unwieldy, but eh. So this is exactly what I designed the 60 millimeter guns for. The fact that I was trying to use them as a main gun on a very well armored destroyer was a terrible idea, because they are extremely easy to destroy. They could take a decent bit of fire, but not much. The idea was that they are so extremely cheap that I can just spam them everywhere, giving the overall ship a decent rate of fire. And I modified these turrets recently, and apparently I forgot to save after I did that modification. I need to remove the, not on the back ones, but these front turrets here. If I don't remove this back piece, they end up getting jammed halfway turned, and it's kind of embarrassing when a significant portion of your firepower refuses to turn to shoot at things. So we're going to resave it. We're going up to version 26 now. I'm one of those weird people that saves constantly. But yeah, so... Oh, and then I have the 5 main turrets that are, I believe, 250... Yep, 250 millimeter. And every single one of these turrets just uses direct feed, so none of them have ammo racks that can get blown up. My destroyer does have ammo racks, which you can't actually see because there's wood... Oh, you can. It's literally right behind this piece. So my destroyer literally does have an ammo rack, but these 100 millimeter rounds that my destroyer fires are armor-piercing rounds, and armor-piercing rounds themselves don't explode, so if the ammo racks do get hit, it does not blow up the entire ship. If you try these guns, these 250 millimeter guns, they're a much higher diameter, but they also have a much shorter shell length. I believe those use, I think 6 meter long shells. These only use 4 meter long shells. So the shell is not actually that much larger. It's just a much larger diameter, which means you can pack a lot more crap in it. It also has a much lower muzzle velocity and uses high explosives. And if you have a bunch of high explosive rounds stacked up in a magazine, and then it gets hit, then not only the turret's destroyed, but it takes the majority of your ship with it. So this ship, I designed basically in the same way as my destroyer. The ship itself, the hull itself, is quite survivable. It only has 1 meter of steel on the outside, but the internals themselves are also armored, as well as the turrets, which is pretty decent. But instead of having one extremely well-armored turret, it has the 5 reasonable rate of fire, high-caliber guns, and then it has these incredibly poorly armored but extremely cheap and easy to replace guns all around it. And then I have the anti-aircraft guns up here with all of the wood. The idea of wrapping them in wood is that one lucky hit doesn't destroy the turret, instead it just destroys the wood off the side of the turret. But I figured out pretty quickly that the low caliber guns are going to end up shooting at stuff around here. The only thing it's going to be hitting these up here are higher caliber guns where it doesn't matter, so I just got the wood off of it to make it cheaper, and so they could rotate without hitting each other. So that one has 2 20 millimeters, and then the 4 barreled 100 millimeter. And then this just, it has the 5 main guns, I believe 6 60 millimeters, and the 6 20 millimeter. It's a little silly. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, and the speed, my destroyer does around 12 meters per second, which is 26 miles per hour. And this will do over 14. So this cruiser is even faster. It's just a better ship in every way, and it is more expensive. It's quite a lot more expensive. My destroyer costs pretty much around 30,000 of all of the important stuff, and has the overall the research whatever factor. Which is just like an overall estimate of how much it costs. My destroyer is 150,000. Fox's cruiser is only 340,000. So it's a little over. Is that a little over 3 times? That's a little less than 3 times as expensive for literally at least 4 times the firepower, if not more. So while my destroyer does serve a reasonable special purpose, it is more heavily armored overall. They both have about the same armor, but it's distributed over a smaller surface area, which means it ends up being thicker. Additionally, these pontoons sort of strapped to the side, you can see the line of steel here is where the actual steel, the outer steel armor is. I designed the ships basically in opposite directions. This one, I built the steel hull. I then packed the inside full of the equipment. I then wrapped the equipment in its own layer of steel, and then I put a wooden spall liner on the inside. This one I built the opposite. I built a wooden hull, and then I wrapped steel armor around the outside, and then I again put steel around the important bits on the inside. So it was literally built in the opposite direction, and the end result worked. I'm pretty sure. And I also, do I have a pump in here? Why is it not? Why is it not working? Oh, all of the annoying issues in the world. This is why I should have probably tested this beforehand. Hmm. Is it? Is it just rendering wrong? If it sinks into the water, yep, it's just rendering wrong. Okay, never mind. It's fine. It's all good. And I'm gonna resave it again because I have OCD. So anyway, I'm happy with how both of these turned out. I really am. My little destroyer, my super heavily armored destroyer that's reasonably fast, and then a cruiser that's just better in every way. I mean, seriously, it has over. That ship doesn't even have the 20 millimeters anymore. That was 100 millimeter. That cannon does have a pretty good rate of fire and is really well armored, so the gun doesn't get destroyed too quickly. So let's. I'm gonna say at least 3 of these are equal to one of those, and this has 5, so it has almost double. It has literally triple the 20 millimeters, and then it has the 60 millimeters that just doesn't have at all, and it's not even 3 times as expensive. So I am very happy how Fox's cruiser. Oh, what I was saying earlier, there's a minor issue where because of how the turrets are coming up through the center, if the ship ends up underwater, it can't pump the water out of the center because there are holes in the top deck. So I built these flotation pontoons on the side for the express purpose of just giving it enough buoyancy if it does end up stuck underwater that it can float back to the surface and pump the water out of the center. That's the only real reason they were there. And then I realized I had enough space to put 2 more 2 more guns on either side. So I went and I did that. So there isn't any armor on this at all. It's just 1 layer of wood. And then we have just the air pocket. We then have the steel armor, the wooden hull, and then we're inside the ship. It can directly get at. Oh, I need to armor the AI core a little better at some point. I can do that later though. We do have these 2 engines back here are well armored. These 2 engines are sort of like sacrificial bonus power. These are engines for cruising anyway. They don't actually get used in combat. And then we just have the turrets. And I need to defend the turret blocks a little better, otherwise these turrets will just evaporate. But overall, I'm happy with it. And I'm going to make the nose of the ship a little less blunt, because that looks terrible. So, what should we make them fight? Hmm. We're going to do something with the deep water guard. They're the cheaper, easier. Oh, we're going to kill a paddle gun. Those things are supposed to be... Oh, the paddle gun is actually slightly more expensive than the cruiser. And I already see a problem. I'm pretty sure my destroyer is going to end up shooting it. Oh, everything's spinning. Oh, I'm standing on one of the turrets. That explains it. So I'm gonna miss you, little destroyer. Oh, and see what I mean? Never mind. Don't see what I mean. I was gonna say see what I mean. Wow, that was a lot more. Well, it's just the wooden decks, all that got ripped up. I was gonna say see what I mean. See how easy the little turrets are to destroy, but none of them have been destroyed yet. Okay, that paddle gun is focusing fire, and this is why the paddle guns are scary. Yep. When the paddle guns end up focusing their firepower on something, it tends to die pretty quick. So the ship that these 2 are fighting do cost about as much as the 2 of them put together cost. It is, however, a shielded high power, not early starting ship. Yeah, we appear to be sinking. And the front turrets that aren't destroyed don't turn that far that way. The good news is, well, the medium news is, while Fox's cruiser was getting annihilated, my destroyer killed it. So that's the good thing about using these very high velocity, very high armor piercing rounds that this 100 millimeter turret fires, is the fact that usually paddle guns don't die very quickly because they're very well shielded, and then they're very well armored. But because this thing has such insane armor piercing, all you have to do is fire around the shield and you just punch through it, tear apart all of its internals without actually killing any of its armor, and then you end up with a situation like this. So, some of the internals were damaged. It has 2 engines. Again, I have the 1 engine in the front that's just kind of there. Then I have another engine back here that's a little better armored. That I actually am a little scared that they almost set one of the ammo racks off. But again, they are AP rounds, so that's not actually as big a deal as it is in other ones. And yes, I know this turret layout is incredibly inefficient. It's incredibly spatially inefficient. Like a third of the space is taken up by the armor blocks. But I did that intentionally because I didn't care about space. I didn't want a large, I didn't want a really large amount of explosives. I didn't want a large amount of ammo wadded up in the turret. So it was always going to be a small, cheap one. Let's see if Fox's cruiser is able to repair itself, or if it took too much damage. I think it took it. Yeah, yeah. So how much? But I don't even know where it is. I think it's somewhere in the center. Oh nope, still has plenty of spare parts. Although it is going to take a while. These little repair drones going around trying to fix everything. I don't know how much. I don't know how many spare parts it has. The destroyer has enough spare parts that it can completely rebuild itself twice if it has to. Which again, that's what I built this destroyer for, to repair itself while under fire for an extended period of time and hopefully not die. Yeah, it's more built to not die while being attacked by the earlier ships. The paddle gun that I just fought is a little more than the early starting ships. These are basically ships I'm trying to make for the early campaign. I'm not intending these to fight like the Twin Guard or something. So yeah, it looks like Fox's cruiser is actually going to be able to repair itself, although it lost the that's not the majority of it. It lost a lot though. So we're gonna pop my little dude over so it can help repair. Which one of these is Fox's cruiser? Boop. Here we are. So now we're gonna boop, 2 minute, whoops, boop, whoop, whoop, there we go. Turn my guy's own repair tentacles off, which while you're in, cheats basically, and builds everything a lot faster than it should, but I'm pretty sure this cruiser does have enough stuff that it can repair itself from this. As you can see, all of the armor down on the hull, most of that survived. Down here, my destroyer just has, its 2 ammo racks are both just in the lower part of the hull, and they're both very well armored. But they also are in the hull, so if the ammo rack on my destroyer does get blown up, it does take out about a third of the ship. I wanted, because there are so many guns on this, I wanted enough ammunition that I could keep them firing for an extended period of time, which meant I needed a lot of ammo barrels. And there's nowhere in the ship I could fit a lot of ammo barrels without just blowing the entire ship up if they ever went. So I put them down here into 2 boxes. And it works. If they get penetrated and explode, they're far enough below the hull, it doesn't actually rip the bottom of the hull open. Speaking of the bottom of the hull having been ripped open. Yeah, it's... This ship is not well defended enough to fight a paddle gun. But it's cheaper than a paddle gun. And while its defenses are nowhere near as good as the paddle guns, I feel its offenses, if it can get into a good enough position, are pretty... not as good, admittedly. But it's better than nothing. Yeah, we're just gonna destroy all the vehicles, and we're gonna reload just the cruiser, and we're gonna make it fight something else. Let's make it fight an airship. I should really learn the controls. Yep, we're gonna make it fight an airship. What kind of airship though? Something that's not going to just nuke it. The Atlas Retrofit, for example, is not something I feel it can fight. We'll make it fight a normal Atlas, which is actually a rather poor ship, to be honest. Basically just a giant flying target with a handful of missiles that can be... You can already see all the pieces falling off of it. I'm a little disappointed that the large turrets apparently don't have the range to fire that far. Which they absolutely do. I have no idea why they're not shooting. There we go. I believe in you. Let's go see what it's actually doing. If you look down, pressing the go up and go forward buttons makes you basically go twice as fast. The small explosions of the 60 millimeters, you're not going to be able to see the 20 millimeter shell impacts because they don't explode because they're just AP rounds. And the larger ones are those 250 millimeter shells that come in every once in a while. This just... I apparently destroyed enough of the front of the ship that it became too light on the front. And then noses up like this, so... This is what I mean when I say Atlases actually aren't that hard to destroy. You just damage them enough that they turn up like this, and suddenly their guns are no longer usable. And then you just rip the entire ship apart. And after the Atlas is destroyed without doing any real damage to Fox's cruiser, we'll spawn an Atlas refit that actually has a substantial amount of very dangerous weaponry, and we're probably not going to make it. Oh, it's dying. Poor little thing. We're going to cut it in half. Or are we? Or we're just going to fire down here instead. I should probably tune the aim point selection so it doesn't just fire at random and it actually destroys the ships quicker. Oh, we actually did literally split it in half. And in 3 seconds, it's just going to auto die because it's taken too much damage to continue. Poor little thing. And then it just disappears. I miss you. Where'd Fox's cruiser go? There it is. Now we're going to stay and we're going to watch Fox's cruiser and see how well it survives dealing with an Atlas refit. I don't think it's going to make it. It has absolutely no real defenses other than the steel, which I don't think is going to be enough. We're going to check really fast what each of these ships is. Atlas. Yep, so the ship I destroyed was cheaper than Fox's, but where's the Atlas? Atlas refits down here. 120. 270. So the Atlas refit that I'm about to spawn in is about a third cheaper than Fox's cruiser, and I believe it's actually quite a lot better, and I don't see us winning this one, which is really unfortunate because the ship I just spawned in that these two ships are about to fight, that is actually the cheaper ship. So we'll see. But the Atlas refits do tend to have quite a lot of firepower. Blap, blap, blap. And this one turret ended up getting jammed on the other turret, which is nice when that happens. Oh, scary, scary explodey things of doom. Scary explodey things of doom. As stated, there's no armor where it's hitting. It's not supposed to be armored. It's more just a utility. We're losing buoyancy. Also, all of these guns firing at the same time, that's quite a bit of recoil. Well, we haven't lost a turret entirely yet. Although we've turned too much to get all of the guns firing at the same time. Yep, we've lost a turret, but again, so far all we've lost is the buoyancy thing on the side, which is cheap, easy to repair, and not terribly expensive. I think what I should end up doing, what's basically happening is I haven't tuned the AI in the ship very well. I just kind of threw it together at random. What I think we should do is I need to give it a larger margin for... Right now it has a very specific 800 to 1,000 meters is the distance it tries to hold from its opponent. And have it set up. We just ammo racked it. Wow, I think we may have actually just destroyed an Atlas refit without taking too much damage. I'm going to call it mostly luck, to be honest. Those ships usually are quite the little monsters. But yeah, I want this ship to stay side on. I want it to say broadside more often. And now that we've lost the buoyancy on the right, we are a little crooked. But a little crooked and having sunk are two completely different things, and I'm okay with crooked. We destroyed the AI core now, so... We destroyed an Atlas refit with a medium-ish amount of damage, and the ship is continuing to try and run away from a dead ship. Although it's not going to despawn for 6 seconds, so we can forgive it, I suppose. Well, at least I always have 3 of my main guns firing in any given direction. That's better than nothing. Although I would like all 5. This ship is a little silly. I gotta admit. I don't think I have enough repair drones on it because it takes them a while to get this taken care of. This damage was sustained a while ago. But yeah, once they get this little edge filled up, once they get this little edge repaired, we should get our buoyancy back and not be so crooked. Yay, buoyancy. Who doesn't love not sinking? I also may want to lighten this ship up quite a bit. It is a little heavy. And a little expensive. There's a lot of unnecessary metal on there that's not really defending anything important, which I should probably fix. And I completely forgot what my criticism was that I was actually going to do something about. Oh, the AI core, right. Somewhere in here. Here it is. So we're gonna enter broadside. We're gonna enter broadside at 2,500. We're only going to leave it if they get it extreme. We can. What's the maximum? It doesn't. Those 250 millimeter cannons. They do not have a lot of range. But we're gonna go. We're gonna go into let's say 600. 600 will be our minimum broadside, and we're going to have our nominal broadside angle a little over 90. So we're going to be going away from them a little bit. I'm then something I've actually been somewhat meaning to do as well. We're going to go to these main turrets in the front, and we're going to increase their angle a little more. At the moment, it's not turning far enough to let it shoot at reasonably tight angles. I'm not sure how I want to do this. Yeah, I'll just up this a little. So we'll go up to 100 and down to 100. Boop. And we're going to leave that like that. We're going to leave the front one at 94, 94 and see what happens. So excuse me. So now what? I want to do another Atlas refit. I'm surprised at how well this ship did. I was not expecting that. I'm also surprised at how expensive this ship is. And I also don't know why this turret is jammed sideways. Why are you jammed sideways? Stop it. Stop it. Also, why? Oh, that's forward. Never mind. I was about to complain why is it going backward, but it's not. The front and the back of the ship look too similar. So at this retrofit, again, this ship actually is not that much cheaper. I'm sorry, not that much more expensive than mine, but it is more expensive than mine. Other way around. I meant mine is more expensive than theirs, which means I am a little unhappy about. Oh, big scary things of doom. Oh, and the front turret. This is what I mean. The front turret doesn't want to turn that way because it thinks it's out of its angle. And now at this point, that turret should be able to. The mantlet itself has a 30 by 30 that it can turn, but it's not for whatever reason, which is a little upsetting. I want my broadside. We're gonna try the front one. We're gonna try kicking it up to a larger number. I don't know what that larger number is. We're gonna wing it. We'll do 120. That's a number. Oh, my OCD. You can do it. Damn it. Alright, fuck it. Too many buttons. Did it get destroyed? Nope, it's still there. Come on. Come on. You can turn more to the left. Alright, we're gonna drop the nominal broadside all the way down to 90. Also, it's 2 damage to continue fighting? Are you kidding me? So this thing can destroy Atlas refits. Straight up. I'm not used to my ships being this good. Wow. I'm honestly a little surprised. I guess that's what... I guess most of my ships don't have enough firepower to kill the Atlases quickly enough to stop them from getting into range and absolutely nuking me. I don't want to fight another paddle gun though; they're too much. So I don't know what to fight. We lost buoyancy on the front. We lost a front turret. That's annoying. What happened? It didn't blow an ammo rack. That's annoying. I need to, again, this is what I mean. I need to defend the turrets a little better. Because if you destroy the turret block that the entire turret sits on, the entire turret disappears, and you lose all of that material, which I'm a little unhappy about. Should I wait for the front turret to be fixed before I call in something else? Of course not. So, plane. Do I want to destroy a plane? Let's destroy a duster. While that front turret's being fixed. Where'd I go? There I am. Get shit on, little guy. Binoculars. I can see you. Haha, you're getting shot by machine guns. Oh, also you just got hit by one of the... Was that one of the 250s? If so, that was a really lucky shot. So that play... Oh, and there goes his ammo. Oh, that did not take a long time. I'm calling a strike, but they're fast enough that my turrets actually have. Even the machine guns, you have a little bit of difficulty with them. Screw it, we're gonna try it. Strike. Let him have it. Yeah, machine guns. Uh-oh. Scary things are raining from the sky. I'm still so happy that there are bombers in this game. That just makes me happy. Yep, it's not gonna make it. Yep. Yep, the little machine gun of happiness has cut his tail off. And it also missed pretty badly. And because this cruiser travels so fast, it's gonna actually have to lead quite a bit, which the AI isn't terribly great at unless you program it well. And just blew up some ammo out of the back. No longer has any control, so it's just gonna be going in a circle for a little while. And this is the point in which it gets annoying because it travels fast enough and unpredictably enough that the machine gun actually does have a really hard time hitting it. And none of the HE rounds really will. Oh, silly prop hanger. So this is the point where it's been damaged enough that it's useless, but it's also moving around at too long of a range to reliably destroy. So we're just gonna kill it. Is my front turret fixed yet? My front turret is fixed. The barrel's not quite done yet, but it's getting there. These turrets get jammed in the stupidest looking directions. And yet the muzzle flash animation kind of jammed on as well. This game is in alpha, by the way. Just so you guys know. Another ship. I want a ship that's good, but isn't going to completely destroy my anus. Ooh, the Rival Home. That's a really easy ship that actually, not actually a good ship. It's a really large ship that really sucks. So let's just watch it get nuked. So I am seriously considering doing a campaign playthrough of this game. It's an interesting game to play. Basically, you're just trying to get your fleet working while destroying enemy fleets, and things happen and shit gets silly. It's fun. It's also really long. Also a lot of just not a lot of interesting things happening at times. So we'll see what ends up happening. It is raining death. And because those are dropping straight down, the wooden hole is what's going to be taking it, which I'm a little unhappy about. Now the rear turrets are angled too much. I need to figure out how to get those turrets to turn all the way without jamming themselves by turning too far. It's one of those stupid situations. Oh, and we let the river home English turn far enough forwards that the shield is now in the way. Destroy it. Rip it apart. Let the explosions rain. Wow. That one of the 250mm shells made it over and just blew a significant part of its superstructure to hell. So how much damage have I taken? And that goddamn 120mm that's stuck up in the air, that's annoying, to say the very least. Yep, I'm gonna have to fix those guns a little. By which I mean a lot. And never claim the River Home has good accuracy, because it clearly doesn't. Yep, so the rear turrets can't fire from the sides like this. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna fix that. That did not take a long time. Yep, that didn't take a lot. Jesus. Boy, that That is unfortunate. uh, yeah, a lot of the early Dawn Water, or whatever they're called, guard ships are absolutely terrible. They're absolutely massive, expensive, and horrible, which is why I am a little ashamed that I do tend to struggle with them sometimes, but not anymore. This ship just... Jesus Christ. I should name things after Fox more often. So we're going to erase all the wood on it like I did with my machine guns to see if that's enough to make it so it can turn and have itself not jammed anymore, because this is minorly frustrating. So we might put some of this back later, but at the moment, I don't care at all. Whoopsie daisy. Erased a very important piece there. This is what lets it shoot. Yep, so I'm going to deconstruct all the wood on these at some point. At the moment, I'm happy with this. So, so this is this game. I don't actually know. I don't know enough about the other faction ships to bring in something powerful enough to absolutely destroy it. We're going to fight another paddle gun. We're going to see if we can 1v1 a paddle gun. Oh, wow. So actually, because we've spawned at such close range, and these two front turrets turned the wrong way for some stupid reason. I don't know why. But yeah, hopefully I can, because the shield on the paddle gun's only on the front, and because its cannons can only rotate to the front, if we can turn enough, or if we can destroy it before it turns enough. Oh, we lost that turret. It blew up the firing piece? Did it? Ow, boy. That is a significant amount of damage. But we still have 2 firing, and we should have the front two. The front 2 should be able to rotate that far. Oh, and it's officially turned to look towards us, which means its scary cannons of doom have begun to fire, and its shield is now pointed at us, so we can't really do anything. So, yep. And that's why it's good to have shields on your ships. Yep, so... I'm sorry, Fox, but your ship isn't... It's actually one of the better ships I've made, and that's not actually saying a lot, but it's not saying very little either. I'm happy with it. Again, I do sort of have the problem that the turrets are the weak link, which means the guns get shot off before the hull itself is in any serious danger of being destroyed. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. I might reduce the number of turrets and up armor the turrets themselves. I might leave it exactly as it is and just call it decent, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. And I still have 1 gun shooting, and we appear to have gotten far enough away. And if I just turn... Whoa! Yeah, that turret was damaged slightly, but yeah, if we can just get turned enough that this damn thing can fire. It should be able to. It only needs to be within 30 degrees for that top bit to fire. Oh, we repaired the 20. Fire! Fire faster! Fire faster, gosh darn it. Oh, the center turret was damaged enough that in this game there are these things called gauge increases that are they're a module that you attach to the back of the turret to make the cannon bigger. And if you shoot them off, the cannon barrel suddenly gets smaller. So if you shoot part of the back of the turret off, the caliber of your gun is reduced magically. Finally, Jesus fucking Christ. So we now have the front turret firing, which has yet to be damaged. This little turret, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The gauge increases in the back have been blown off. So it ended up becoming a smaller caliber gun, magically. And this one is firing through part of the front. There are some minor glitches. But now that we're at the front, we can now use the front turrets. I believe. Alright, I believe. You can do it, Fox. I believe in you. It's fine, just keep the front of the ship pointed towards him. You're now nope. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The missiles aren't the scary part. The high explosive damage they do is pretty weak against the armor. It's when the paddle... Yep, and now we've turned enough that the front gun can't fire anymore. So, and the middle gun decided it doesn't care. That's upsetting. So we're gonna look at them, because for some reason, the scary doom of death, we've shot its front gun off. It has these two front guns right there and right there that are absolutely insanely powerful, and we've straight up destroyed them. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the scariest ships in the game that you will run into early on. And these shields are annoying as hell if you have a gun-only ship, which I do. So yep, so those missiles are all they have left that can really fire at me effectively, and as I said, the missile damage isn't actually that dangerous. It's the problem is that the ship is continuing to try and run away, while only its forward-firing guns are working, which is a bit of an issue. We're also sinking. Oh boy. So, yep. No. And it has sort of opened the ship up a little bit, and the AI core was just destroyed. So, if the ship was an AI ship, it would be destroyed simply because it lost the AI core. So yeah. And this is what I mean when I say there's a lot of armor on this ship that doesn't actually defend anything that's critical. Like all this armor on the front isn't really necessary. It, as you can see, the ship was destroyed while the majority of it was intact, which is, in my opinion, a bad thing because it means all of this steel that I'm wasting making the ship significantly more expensive, heavier, and slower is doing nothing to actually benefit the design. Yeah, yeah. No. So we're going to cheat slightly, because I can. I'm going to teleport my guy over here, and we're going to try and fire this front turret manually. Because I'm pretty sure it actually can rotate that far. Nope, can't actually rotate that far. Oh yeah, come up alongside me. That's not coming alongside me. That's ramming me. Okay. Um, hmm. Well then. The good news is because my guy's now standing here, his little repair things are going to put most of the ship back together. And we are inside there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Actually, this isn't that big of a threat. They can't actually forcibly capsize me because of all the weight I have down here. The fact that I have this extremely heavy keel, they can only tip me so far before that weight's just not going to let them. The unfortunate thing is, where are you going? You know what? I thought they wouldn't be able to capsize me, but I appear to be wrong. Yeah, it looks like they, yep. Well, this is something. That is unfortunate. Haha. I had made it spin faster. 8 grenades. Yeah, as I said, it's we lost this one. Everything I'm doing now is effectively cheating. But I'm okay with it, to be honest. So, this is a little unfortunate. That ugly yellow thing. Eat grenades. Eat more grenades. You're not eating enough grenades. Minigun! Haha! Bullets! 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 I'm pretty sure these shields are only one way. Yep, bouncing off like crazy. So, the good news is I've repaired the majority of the ship. The bad news is we are somewhat upside down. So, you know, it might be a bit of an issue. The good news is they're now flipping themselves over. I was not expecting their ship to be powerful enough. Oh, wheel! Oh, just grenaded my own ship. They actually rolled it entirely upside down. And now their side turret over here is shooting the crap out of me. This surprises me. Those our keel has been exposed. No. Fox, why are you upside down? This is no time to take a nap. This is such a dumb game sometimes. They did. They damn near rolled themselves over, too. Oh, and my turrets that are underwater have decided to try and shoot at them. And I set off their ammo rack and blew the entire back half of their ship off. And yes, cannons can fire underwater without any serious consequences. That is impressively silly. I always assumed the keel was heavy enough that this couldn't happen, and I also assumed it was heavy enough that if it did happen, it would roll right side up again. It didn't. It seriously didn't, guys. Telekinesis. Rotate. Rotate the other way. Rotate the other way. Nope. Alright then. So, the good news is the turrets can fire underwater. And even though they don't fire terribly effectively, they do fire. And the AI is dead. So, you can kill a paddle gun. The only thing you have to do is cheat to heal your ship in the middle of the fight and get rolled upside down and fire out the bottom of the ship. I bet you guys didn't know this, but foxes are even more dangerous while they're lying on their back. Just the stupidest thing that has ever happened. It's stuck upside down. So we're gonna cheat again. We're gonna go blocks, lead block, lead. So much lead. We're gonna make an absolutely massive keel that is just so heavy, it's not possible for it to not roll right side up. Lead. And now we're gonna make a big lump. Or are we already rolling over? Not already rolling over. Lead. We need more lead. We need more lead. See, this is a trick. You just draw a giant square. Oh, we're going over. We're not going over fast enough. Draw the square. And, oops. And then you fill it in. And fill it in. Yeah, it's going to be way more than enough lead. Lead. The power of lead compels you. Uh-oh, I'm falling off. Oh, God, why? Remember, when in doubt, absolutely massive thing of lead. Lead, it saves lives. And you delete the entire thing. And at this point, it's rolled far more than enough that the keel should keep it going over. Which it did. Yay! Confirmed, foxes can swim. This ship, it's still not done yet. Oh boy. Repair those turrets, though. My little 20 millimeters. Oh, these are the 60s. My little 60 millimeters. So, I could be more happy with it. I could also be significantly less happy with it. Oh boy. Oh boy, the turrets. They're beating the shit out of me. Ooh, you know what we should do? Because this one is really annoying to me. Annoying to me. Yes, that's really what I just said. We're gonna shoot it. Eat 250 millimeter shell of happiness, you moaf. Bagam. Jesus. That is some explosive force. Just rips the side of the ship open with one shot. So yeah, it's... Oh, and it took most of the barrel off too. I don't know, let's do a quick broadside and end this. I think this video has gone on way longer than it should have. I don't know where the thing is. Nope. Where's the thing? Where's the control all the guns at once thing? I put it somewhere. Here it is. Alright. So just to prove that I actually can fire a full broadside, the AI is just stupid. All of the guns. Well, all the guns on that side, which means all 5 of the big guns in the center. Fire! All of the bullets in the world. I'm also shooting... One of the machine guns is shooting one of the turrets in the back. But that's beside the point. Bullets. Oh, the little bullets. The little bullets travel really, really fast. really, really fast. Oh boy. So I'll see you guys next time. We're going to do one last thing. One last thing. We're going to demonstrate my underwater magical thing of happiness. These guys, my Amorex. It's an incredibly simple solution to a very large problem. You see, when you blow these ammo barrels up, they blow the fuck up. It's alarming how much damage they can do. And so by mounting them under the ship like this, when they do blow the fuck up, it destroys nothing except all the armor that's mounted around them. So to some extent, I actually want to replace this armor because it means every time that they do get blown up, I then have to replace all of the armor around them as well as them. To some extent, it might actually just be easier to have like wood or something around it to try and defend it from like a lucky shot. So that doesn't happen. And blows up all of the metal around it. See, I think I'm going to end up doing that. Minigun. 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 And see, it does a massive explosion and does nothing to the ship above it. Well, it doesn't do a lot to the ship above it. And it works. It works wonderfully. So rather than putting the ammo rack somewhere where they can never be destroyed ever, I put them somewhere where they might be able to be destroyed, but it doesn't matter. And these goddamn motherfucking turrets that jam themselves. Oh, and the other turret just smacked me in the ass. Damn it, Fox. Stop it. This is important. Nope, it's not. It's not going anywhere. You mother... Hey, stop it! God, why? Why? The turrets are beating me half to death. Oh, and then I missed. Like a scrub. Like a fucking scrub. God damn it. And then it didn't even destroy it when I hit it. Blow up the turret. Blow up the turret. Blow it up. Blow it up. No, stop repairing it. Blow it up. Explosions. Minigun. Minigun. All of the little bullets in the world. When I destroy the firing piece, the shell inside should explode and be quite large. We'll see. I believe. I believe. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Do it. Hey, it didn't work. Never mind. I lied. And you see the turret went. Oh my god. Anyway, the turret went back to the default max size when I destroyed the firing pin. This game does have some goofy glitches like that, which are peculiar and interesting, to say the very least. And I cannot destroy this barrel for the life of me. There we go. I got it. Destroy the turret, too. You little motherfucker. Even... Oh, my God. Even after it's... all the shit on it's been destroyed, the fucking turret... Oh, just killed myself. So I'll see you guys next time. This was a much longer video than I intended, but... I mean, if I'm going to say boring things, I might as well say boring things for an extended period of time. So this is the Vulpo Cruiser. It's better than nothing. It's a step in the right direction. Maybe. It has some really nice design features. It's the guns. It's the turrets. They're just... And the fact that it does not have enough weaponry or defenses to be worth the cost. Although it's still one of the more effective ships I've ever built. That's more a commentary on me than it. So I'll see you guys next time. Have fun. I'll miss you.